Good Saturday afternoon to you. This weather video is driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. This VELCO weather hazards outlook is active for this period through next Friday. We're looking at a fairly active Saturday, then much more quiet period ahead. This is featuring a drier weather pattern going into the middle part of next week, with some decent project weather opportunities for sure. Main utility impact concerns today, Saturday. Please see the latest details concerning any thunderstorm activity for Saturday with the latest alert currently in effect through 6 p.m. Again, we're looking at the possibility of more showers and thunderstorms with some heavy moisture headed our way on Thursday. More potential for heavy rainfall. No issues for the tropics. One active disturbance in the eastern part of the Atlantic Basin, and the best project weather ahead looks to be on Sunday, then a stretch basically Tuesday and Wednesday, and possibly even next Friday. Active weather on Saturday with some thunderstorm activity. We've had some rogue cells move through parts of Rutland and Windsor County since died out. This is the leftovers of that. Starting to see increasing amounts of sunshine and a warm frontal boundary. It roughly goes through central New Hampshire, it looks like, into the southern part of Vermont and then back to the southwest. A lot of cloud cover is sparing northern sections of Vermont, with mainly just overrunning precipitation at this time. However, there could be some isolated thunderstorm cells here. Most likely thunderstorms will be along this line, and this does favor training echoes over an area that is already antecedently very, very wet. You can see the warmer temperatures in the 80s here, and those temperatures cooler up into the low 70s and even some upper 60s earlier on this morning. 6-hourly increments, you can see the showers and thunderstorms then moving on out tonight. In Vermont, we do dry out. This is valid 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And what we're looking at is a fairly decent Sunday, just a little bit of shower activity in the far northern tier areas. But this really gets out of here in the afternoon. You can see Vermont is completely dry. Now, we get into the evening hours, late evening hours, into the overnight hours on Sunday night into Monday. A couple showers up in the northern tier areas, as you can see, right near the Canadian border. And then we get into the afternoon hours, and there could be some isolated showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm cell. I'm not going to include it in the outlook. I don't think it's worthy, as we lose a lot of our instability and whatnot, and moisture. But then we get into better conditions for basically 4th of July Tuesday. This continues with an area of higher pressure, and we're looking real good here as we get into Wednesday. With a lot of sunshine, low dew point temperatures, and then we have moisture sneaking back in. And this is our Thursday weather here. You can see some pretty hefty rainfall illustrated by the European model. This will change a million times. I wouldn't get too worried about this, but we are looking at precipitable waters around 3 standard deviations above normal once again. This is seems to be the pattern here. So as we develop that area of higher pressure, and then it kind of scoops up a lot of moisture from the coming in from the Gulf of Mexico and off the Atlantic Ocean subtropics, and then it moves on out for Friday. We're looking at some conditions that'll probably favor drying out, and as we get into Friday afternoon, we might actually have a pretty decent day as well. Okay, this is the GFS ensemble centered on Burlington, and the Champlain Valley indicated the GFS ensemble really not excitable on any super heavy rainfall, only 0.3 of an inch. And then notice we have a dry day as we get into basically Sunday, and then late in the day or more like overnight, there's some indications of some minor shower activity. And then 2 dry days, maybe even 2.5 dry days as we head toward basically Thursday morning. So Tuesday and Wednesday, 4th of July, looking real good. And then we get into Thursday's precipitation amounts, and you can see that it's a little bit sporadic after this point. And these heavy rainfall amounts are mostly associated with today's active weather. Once this moves on by, these will be a lot less. Checking temperatures quickly, you're looking at A little bit warmer conditions actually on Monday. Again, this is centered on Burlington, and you can see our minimum temperatures indicating less and less moisture going through the 5th of July. Then we get into that Thursday business, and things become a little bit more unhinged. Temperatures in general cooling off toward the middle and end of next week. Weighted temperatures near neutral, a little cooler to the north, main warm up across the west. 3 days later, still cool to the northwest, neutral temperatures, but warming across the country. Looking at the tropics, we have this disturbance here, a 20% chance of cyclone formation in the next 5 days, and this would be no impacts for the northeast United States. Looking at the CAPES, or convective available potential energy, a metric on instability, you can see that our CAPES roll out. This is valid 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. Things are looking good. Drier, stable air moves on in. We get into late in the day on Sunday and into Monday. In the northern areas there, you see just a little bit of a tick. We're talking about very small amounts of instability, however. And it does kind of roll through on Monday, so that's what will activate a few widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorm cell. Really not a big deal at all. And then we get into basically Tuesday, the 4th of July. That's in the morning. This is in the afternoon. No issues there across the northeast United States. This continues into Wednesday. That's Wednesday afternoon. There's Wednesday evening. And finally, overnight, on Wednesday night into Thursday morning, we start to notice the convective available potential energy beginning to roll back. It's a good metric to sort of keep an eye on when we get into thunderstorm activity. This is what I use. And going out 7 days here, day 7, this is valid into Friday evening. So Thursday, a little bit into Friday, we may have some convection that looks fairly weak. The main stuff is going to be held off to the south and west as a series of shortwave troughs begin to move in from central Canada and cut across the northeast and cool us off again just a little bit. And 7-day total mean precipitation from the European ensemble. That's it from here, Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights.